Hi, everybody. It's Mallory Strothheide, your favorite loan officer here in West Michigan, and I am super excited to have our Realtor of the Month, Megan Luczak with Keller Williams, here with us today. Megan is a friend of mine, and she has been in real estate for 3 years, and she's crushing it, and we are super excited to chat with her today about all things real estate. So, Megan, I'm going to let you introduce yourself for a minute now.
Yeah, thank you. I am a solo agent with Keller Williams. I've been selling for 3 years, and I started investing around 20 when I bought my first house. I kind of got the license thinking that I would mostly sell my own real estate, but then it became a sales journey and didn't have a sales background, but I'm working with it and I love it.
Awesome. And today we are so excited to talk about why investing in real estate early can be life-changing. So you invested in real estate really young. You were in college. And tell us about how you bought your first house and what that looked like.
Yeah, so when I was in college, my friend actually had a house, and his parents had bought it right on campus, and he had a couple guys living with him. And then I was like, if he can do this, why can't I do this? And I had a puppy at the time, so she needed a backyard, and that was what really motivated me to get a house. I went to MSU, and I bought a house like in the historic district in East Lansing. It was a 1915 5-bedroom, had a cute sunroom, a historic home that needed quite a bit of work. Bought it, and I just immediately knew I had to have this house. Like, my mom and I just started looking. We went to 2 properties, and I was like, I have to have this house. And there were other people showing up, and I'm like, this is my house. They need to get out. Like, this is going to be it. So I thought I'd be there a lot longer. I really didn't know, but I sold it 2 years after just because of COVID. I really finished school early. I graduated in 3 years from undergrad and then got my master's in social work. But I had this house there, and then had girlfriends live with me a little bit. And I totally redid this house because it just needed work as I lived in it. It wasn't even an intentional flip, but I ended up needing to do so much to it.
Did you know when you bought it how much work it needed? Were you anticipating,
No.
I'm going to go in and have to do X, Y, Z,
No.
or it was kind of like...
We got a full inspection on this house, and nothing that I did was found on the inspection. There were probably 10 big ticket items that popped up after I'd moved there. One of which was the ceiling collapsed in our living room. It was an absolute mess. The plaster literally just came down.
While you were sitting in it? While you were living there?
No, we started doing some other work and had to redo the ceiling. And then we redid our garage. I worked on the basement because I had some issues in the basement. It was definitely old and moving a little bit, so working on that, painted every single room because it was bright pink and teal and every color imaginable in this house. So I painted every weekend, every day I was doing something. But yeah, it needed a ton of work that I did not anticipate.
And so you did that yourself. Did you do all the work yourself or most of the work yourself?
We got a contractor, which also was a whole nother story, but we got a contractor that said that they were going to do windows because a lot of the windows were really old. And then you kind of had to adhere to historic guidelines. So it was a little tricky to do work on this house. But I did a lot of the interior work. I redid one of the bathrooms. I painted everything. I kind of learned as I went, and I mean, some of it wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely. I mean, I had some skills growing up. We always worked on properties, but just kind of chipped away at it as I went.
That's awesome. So you own this house for how many years?
I think it was literally 2 years.
Okay.
It wasn't long.
Okay. And you rented out rooms to roommates?
Yeah, I had a couple
Okay.
girls live with me,
Awesome.
throughout the whole time. And at that point, my mortgage was pretty low, and I was serving, and I was working 40 hours a week, so I was putting double towards my mortgage, and then I had these girls living with me, so I was also chipping away at the mortgage when I was living there too, so that was really good.
That's awesome. So do you remember what you bought the house for?
Yeah, I bought it for $150.
Wow.
Yeah, which feels like a unicorn in West Michigan, obviously.
And it was a single family home in the historic district, so
Yep.
it wasn't a multi-unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And you put all this work in, and what did you sell it for 2 years later? Do you remember?
I think it was $290 something, 280, 290. But yeah, it was quite a big difference. So.
And that was life-changing for you,
Yeah.
right? What did
Yeah.
that allow you to do? Because you were able to then take those proceeds and go buy another property, right?
Yeah, I moved up to Bay City because that's where I'm from. When COVID happened, I moved up to Bay City, and then I came back down to Grand Rapids because I wanted to change a pace again. And I lived in Easttown for maybe like 3 months in a rental, and I was paying like $1,800 a month for rent. I'm like, this is so expensive, and it felt like it was all those proceeds that I made just like were draining out of me, just paying a couple months of rent. So I bought a place in Jenison, and I have like it was a 3-bedroom, now it's a 4-bedroom, and I've done a lot to that house as well. So that like really gave me the opportunity to buy a second house as well.
Yeah.
Because I had made some money on the first. I mean, the first one is not always pretty. Like, I learned a lot, and I had to struggle. Like, it was a lot of fun. We always had people over, always had gatherings, like tailgating and everything. But my mom and I put in so much work on this property.
And you were always working on it, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I would like skip spring breaks and do different things like that other people weren't doing, because I had this house that was a big responsibility. But
then flash forward only 2 years later, you sold it and made a great profit on it. And then it gave you that income and that option to go buy another house.
Yep.
Right. So it's like,
yeah.
And then again, because it's in your blood, now you're redoing that whole house.
Yep. Now I've finished the entire basement in this property, painted almost every room, put all brand new flooring, all new appliances, because those appliances quit on me like the 3rd day that I was at this property. So there's always something you kind of have to be prepared for something big to happen. So I put a lot into that one now at this point. But
do you have any advice for people who are in their 20s who are looking to invest in real estate? Like, what would be your biggest piece of advice or 3 pieces of advice that you'd give to somebody who's a young want to be first-time home buyer or future investor? Yeah,
I've been thinking about that a lot, because I did get a quick jump when the market was like a lot cheaper in a different location than West Michigan. I don't know that I would have bought the same property if I was living in West Michigan at the time, because East Lansing was significantly cheaper. But I would say that I was thinking about it a lot this morning, and I was like, if I had to start over, I probably would buy something in a cheaper area. If I am in an expensive city, or West Michigan's more expensive than even the east side where I'm from, I'd probably buy like a small property that I could rent out maybe, and then work on that as I go. And just, even if I had to rent in a bigger city where I made more income, I'd probably just rent that out and then pay my rent out here if I had to redo it all, or if I couldn't afford the city that I wanted to be in. I think that would be a good strategy. There's definitely opportunities for first-time home buyers out here as well. Like, I sell to a lot of first-time home buyers. My friends are all doing it, and they're kind of house hacking as they go and just working on it. Some of them have a roommate that help a lot with the mortgage. I feel like it's a bit of an inconvenience, but if you can get past that, it's a good way to supplement your income and pay your bills. So I definitely recommend having a roommate. I had a lot of really good roommates. We had a lot of fun. And then maybe another piece of advice is make sure that you have enough to expect emergencies. Like, I wouldn't want people to get into horrible situations where they can't afford it and don't have backup. I definitely was lucky to have some backup, but maybe don't stretch yourself way too thin in the beginning, because you never know what'll happen. And you don't want to be kind of underwater. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Those are some awesome ideas. And so, in wrapping up, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing all of your awesome tips and your story with us. Like Megan said, some things to take away is investing early is always a good idea. It's life-changing, like we talked about. And some other things to take away from this is make sure that you don't spend all of your money. Make sure that you do have a rainy day fund in case something happens, because something usually does. Yeah. And house hack if you can. Get a roommate and let them help you pay your mortgage. If you have any other questions on anything real estate related, you can reach out to. How can people get a hold of you, Megan?
I'm kind of old-fashioned. I love a phone call. I'm text, obviously email, but
okay.
Yeah, I love a old-fashioned phone call. Get on the phone.
So her information's in the comments, and my information as well. You know how to reach out to me. Please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram at Mortgages with Mallory. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for having me.